Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're doing great and awesome. In our meeting of today, I'll just walk you through how I give feedback to one of my students. He's an IELTS test perspective test taker. And what we do, because we believe that writing is a process, it's not a product, so there's always this constant editing and proofreading and feedback. As you notice here, I asked him to write 3 drafts. First draft is the raw draft, where he writes his major thoughts about a question. So the question that we do have for this article, does not necessarily mean that we're gonna stuck with that one, but it's more about the content of that question that we do discuss. I am concerned and keen more to give him feedback on what he wrote about that question. And the feedback that I give him is based on 4 criteria, the same criteria that IELTS evaluators depend on when they are assessing the IELTS academic essay. And these criteria or rubrics or descriptors are task completion, cohesion and coherence, lexical diversity, and grammatical range and accuracy. So the kind of feedback that I give him right now is on a Word document. He has already written the essay, and I'm just giving him feedback on these 4 criteria. As you notice here, for example, I'm giving him feedback on his essay, and particularly word choice, grammatical transitions, cohesion and coherence, the use of more formal and academic expressions to show that he has the ability to write academic essays. And then sometimes I give him comments on his collocations, because what's suitable in Arabic might not be suitable in English to say. As an example, we say black and white in English, but in Arabic we say white and black. So they might not necessarily collocate with each other in the target language, and just because we get stuck sometimes in the cast of thinking Arabic, it's really difficult to put it in a correct perspective when it comes to discussing that English-wise. So the whole point of my video right now is to show you how I give feedback to my students. And this is side notes in Microsoft Word, and it's available for everybody. If you're an English professor or teacher and you have writing lesson, you would definitely enjoy giving feedback to students. This is the best way where they can see your feedback. Like, for example, here he chose the word choosing, and I said a few seconds ago, selecting is better than choosing because it sounds more academic, and choosing is like very common word. And because we need to show off our academic skills, the word choosing might not necessarily be a good choice here. For another example here, we have the word production, and I'm trying to connect it with what he talked before. He did say production, but he meant, and this is probably what I understood, productivity. So I just asked him to change production to productivity. So there's this always tug of war of word choices, and you need to stay in tandem and with your learners by trying to tap on what they know, the kind of experiences that they do have here. Here, he's overusing the word "the" because it's so common in Arabic, but it's far less common in English, and it has very restricted use in English, and that's why it's really tricky. Definite article. It's tricky because the whole concept of definite and indefinite articles is tricky system in English, and it's not the same as that one we use in Arabic. For example, when we say the Peru in Arabic, in English we say Peru, like the country. He's using the word match here, and I'm just highlighting that one. And I said a few seconds ago, third person singular grammar flouting. So what I meant here is that when he said the word match, he should have said matches. He forgot the S because he's subconsciously thinking Arabic and speaking English, and that's a big difference. Here, I'm just raising his awareness regarding the difference between chance and opportunity. They are completely different. Well, not 100% complete different. They can be interchangeably used in certain occasions. But here, in this particular expression and context, he should have said the word opportunity because the word chance does not fit with this context. Instead of because, I'm asking him to say due to, because it sounds more academic. And I'm giving him feedback for the use of a hard economic. And I said delete happen. What happened in Greece, I'm thinking maybe switching to past because it's just gonna give him more lexical diversity when he's taking this test. Allow me to drink my cup of coffee because it's getting colder. So you notice here also what happened, maybe we can say what occurred. And I just highlighted that tense inconsistency is not a good sign of lexical diversity and grammatical range and accuracy, so he should bear that in mind. He's using the word the job finding difficulties. I would say the job finding difficulty is a better choice. I didn't give him that one particular because I didn't want to bombard him with so many comments that would make him feel overwhelmed. However, we still have another chance, which is the second draft and third draft. And in these drafts, focusing more on the general concepts. And I'm distributing the feedback to the learner on 3 levels. The first level is the word choice. The second level is the cohesion and coherence. And third level is the grammatical range and accuracy and task completion. On the last draft, I focus more on task completion because I do think that once he settles the whole components of the essay and reaches task completion, he should ask himself, did I answer and address the point that I was asked in the question or not? Here, as an example, I'm just giving him some feedback on the use of important, support, and accepting. I'm just saving the document and sending him the document just in case he wants to access it offline and see my feedback. Thank you so much. That was just a quick overview of the process of how I give feedback to my students when they start writing an essay for IELTS test and start prepping or preparing for taking this test. And it's 4 components, so they should be fully aware of each one of the components, and we go through the process of how they can become professional when they write that essay. Thank you so much. مدرب لغة وليد خالد.